prepare putting all these parts in positions where I can actually paint them. And I don't normally show this, but many people keep asking me what is it that I use to hold on the smaller parts for painting, where I usually take cardboard like you see here, and I put a reversible tape. Well, this one's a 3M tape, reversible 3M tape, that I always purchase every now and then, and I use a lot of it just so I can do this. So first I put it on this first, and then remove it. There we go. Simple, easy. So doing that, then start with reviewing some parts that I know will need to be placed here. These big ones definitely need to be placed on trees, but like the small one right here, where it's only painted on one side and not the other, and I'm sorry if I'm not putting in there we go. I'll position it in a way which is easy for me. Some parts like this hand, I already put this part on, and I think I'm going to do the two-tone paint job on this. But now I notice that this part has a separation there, so I'm more inclined to paint maybe the back part white while this knuckle part another tone. We'll keep it here for now until we figure this out. This is another color that needs to be two-tone. This is the part that goes on the chest. Thinking of this one, but this one is a bit of an angle type thing, so this will probably be on clips right there. I know this one cannot be placed here, so there we go. Yeah, all these I have to review and see what needs to be placed on. So this one right here is the hand, so I'll put that there. But before I get to that, we'll cover this in a minute. We'll take care of the big one first. So I will take my little container here of all these, of course, and begin placing them in areas where it's easy for me to paint and adjust. Just need to find the right angle where it doesn't interfere with the paint job. This one will definitely go there for the legs. There. And going to the smaller part that you see here, I've been saving all my toothpicks, but now I'm starting to run out of toothpicks. Excuse me. So I'm gonna have to end up buying another pack of these at the dollar store. So you see, that one's ready for that. And we'll get the rest ready, all done. Alright, so let me continue on before we begin priming. Okay, so I just finished priming all the parts, as you can see here, using Mr. Finishing Surfacer 1200. Making sure all the parts are nicely done. And again, I'm going to be reviewing these parts and seeing if there are areas that I've missed during the, during the sanding phase of the build. See if there's any scar marks or any type of things that I need to redo again. The most noticeable part that I found that is also the most troublesome was these parts right here. I used a sanding stick like this, and I'm actually thinking of maybe cutting it, because the spacing between here, you may not, I don't know if you could see it or not. Let me see if I can do a zoom. Oh, a little too far. Back up. Back up. Alright. Just to do it this way, hopefully it'll work. There is a point where it actually curves and goes down. And that's actually at the molding phase. That's the product of the molding phase, I mean. The one side looks good. The other side is okay. Where's the other one? So that's the one I put there. Oh, no, that ain't it. So many parts for a real grade. Oh, here it is. Actually, that came out pretty good there, and this one came out good as well. Oh, you know what? I guess I did a good job sanding it down, because I was actually afraid that I was going to do was I'm going to probably snip it off, and maybe use some plastic to put on it. And I have some interesting cool molds from Wave and from Kotobukiya that I did not send to storage, that I found, and that could have supported this. But now that I see that it came out okay, no problem right there. Just need to let it dry. It's dry actually, but I always leave it 24 hours for it to dry, so that way I can begin the painting phase. Right now I'm kind of like figuring out a lot of things, especially areas that I'm going to probably end up painting one color, masking it off, painting it off the other color. And I'm actually kind of like on the fence with me painting a two-tone color. Well, first of all, my intention of doing a what do you call it? A pre-wash, pre-shading, you could say. Maybe not a good idea. Maybe it's not for this. I feel like I'm going to be doing a lot more double work than I realize. I mean, I have the blue here for the parts, and it came up. That looks good. I just need to know if I have to darken up one color or lighten up the other. Should have done a test run like that. We'll figure that out soon enough. But going back to the whites, that's the thing that I was worried about, because now I have the inner frame will definitely look good like this with the foundation gray, and then obviously the white is white. But sorry, darn it! I thought I had some of my regular paints around, but I put a lot of things away to the side. I'll have to dig it up. So doing two-tone like this may not be a good idea, because because then it clashes with the inner portion of the inner frame. But then again, when you look at the inner frame, and I'm going back to this manual like a billion times, the most notable parts that will be exposed as gray will be the back part of the legs, the under part of the side skirt armor, including the waist unit right there, the whole assembly that holds up the backpack that goes from the under the arm all the way back, and you'll see it right there. And that's it. Let's also not forget the inside of the backpack, and here in the back skirt here. So there's a lot of little minute detail there that I'm seeing that I could do some stuff, especially since I'm considering adding another layer of colors. Maybe thinking of maybe putting red parts where these, like going back to red, even though we only have 2 red parts and that's here, I would not mind like painting little red notches here on the leg, actually the thigh armor. Then we have the waist, we have those notches there, then we have 2 little notches there where the chest is, And just thinking out loud on how I'm going to do this. That little hole there could be good as red. Maybe painting that red. Maybe not a good idea to do red. Oh, and I didn't mention this before. I did order. Maybe I did, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself again. I did order decals, so I'll get that in time. You know, once this is done, and then I'll definitely decal this guy for Anime NYC. All right. Wait until it let the prime dry, and then we'll move on to painting the colors. All right, time to have some fun. I'm going to start with the pure white. I'm using a 50-50 combination of the pure white followed by the pure thinner. I made the PSIs down to 10. I think it's a little wet, but I'm going to do a series of light passes first, like a little bit here and there. Now, you may not notice it, but what I'm doing right now is just very light blast here. Just enough for it to settle in, the paint settle in. I don't want to go crazy or overboard because I want to do another layer, like at least 2 layers worth of this paint, and see how it looks. Again, it's kind of hard to show off white paint jobs on camera, but so much lighting in the background that could diffuse the color. I'm also taking my time on this because I'm not going to just do the parts that I said that I was going to do a 2-tone color. I'm actually going to paint it white, and then I will mix another color tone on the white and see if I can darken it a bit, because using the gray one may not be a wise idea. This is the part that I was more worried about. Let's see how it looks. It shows a little bit of wetness. I don't want to go crazy on this, just enough so it dries up, and then I'll just do another pass. This is the part that I wanted to do the second tone's color, but right now I just want to give it that white base before I apply another layer over it. Also want to grab the insides to make sure I have all the areas. Once I'm done with all this, course, I want to also grab the yellow V-fin, the crest that goes on the head, and I'm going to paint it white as well. I didn't prime it like the normal primer. I'm going to use this as the primer itself so I can highlight the yellow and see how that comes out. Alright, that's good. It's going to take a little long time for me to start doing all these, so it's going to, let me make sure I do this right. But also I'm using my wave airbrush because I've been having some issues with the Iwata Neo airbrush. That's a conversation that I will talk about in a later date, not now. Alright, so far I'm digging this finishing color, but obviously the proof is in the pudding once you finish it and you know, finish the finishing and see how it looks. So let me continue on, get all this done, and then we'll move on to the next color. So right now I'm reviewing some of the parts that I've finished painting and see what I got done here. I'm not done completely because I've not completed. There are two other colors that I need to do, maybe a third. Actually, there is a third. That's right. So it's like 3 more colors to work on. But I did a few colors here and there, and I wanted to show it off to you guys and what I did. First of all, here's the white color parts which I am reviewing. Looks very nice. But the one thing I did was after I finished this, I said I got to protect this paint. Not, you know, protect it a bit. Now I don't have top coat here with me, and I'm not going to go to Gundam Planet to buy another one because I have some in storage. I would have to go to storage to get it, but for now, let me just cover it in a way where at least I know it's protected in one aspect. So what I did was I used number 46 Mr. Color Clear Gloss. I applied it on many of the parts that's exposed, like this one here, the legs, the chest, all that stuff. And I'm doing this because in preparation of 1, panel lining it, and 2, decaling. And decaling is something that I'm getting ready for because I did order decals online. I just need to wait until it arrives so I can apply it. Hopefully in time for Anime NYC. It'll be done because I will receive it, I believe, in the first week of October. So I have plenty of time for that. I also began working on doing that 2-tone color, and originally I was planning to use this color here, which is number 315 Gray FS. So it would be like this in a way, because I know that if I would use this one, this may be a little off a bit. However, what I did do was I poured some white in the reservoir of my airbrush, and then I took 2 to 3 drops of the foundation gray. Give it a good mixing to see how the color looks. And I said, alright, this looks good enough, so I'm going to try this. And now here's a few of the parts that I used it on. Now you can't barely see that it is a gray color tone in the light. And if you look at it from here, it may look like it's white anyway. However, if I take this guy and then I take this guy, put together, here's how it looks. Pretty nice, huh? So I got this one done. Don't know how the foundation gray will look on the other parts that I need to finish. So that one is something I have to review. So I kind of did some of the parts here that I'm not going to show you from the manual again what it looks like. It'll be once I'm done, I'll put it on the table so you guys can all see it. I did paint a lot of the parts here on the plate on my reversible thing. So this is all white, so that's fine. But all this was the gray color tone. And then I painted the inner frame gun, not the inner frame, sorry, the Mega Cannon. I painted it 2-tone colors. First I used I used 305 German, gray, let's say German gray, with a mix of the Light Gunmetal. But I use this sparingly on specific parts. And here is an example. So I use it on these two parts here that actually hold the little what do you call it? Tubing, you could say, hydraulic tubing for the gun. This is going to be all the blue parts, so, and that's a red part, so I haven't gotten to that yet. Plus, I'm going to see if I can mask off this whole section here and paint off the side blue, as how I saw in the manual. So I painted this gunmetal, and it came out really nice how it came out this time. I was able to thin it out properly. Then I painted the main body of the gun the gray color, but I masked off certain areas to show off the gunmetal here, so there's some detail there. I don't know if you guys can see it. And of course, on the main housing of the gun, even though this is all gray, there was this little notch there that I said I gotta paint it, and that's also that gunmetal part there. So this will look good going through here. Did the same thing, like detailed up the shield on the inside, how it looks. So yeah, that looks pretty cool how I did that. I still had enough gunmetal in my reservoir that I didn't want to, like, it was just basically maybe a couple of drops, and I said, what else do I have that I can actually paint up a bit more? Then I forgot the detail on the thigh armor. You know that four little notches? So I took this masking tape, made a kind of like a little template, and I put it over the holes for each one of this, as you can see. And all I did was put it on it, spray, put it on it, take it off, put it on it, spray, spray, and spray. Check that out. I'm sorry, I'm trying to zoom it in. If you look at it clearly, it's like there's three things inside, and I'm thinking if I have something very, very small and precise, I could probably paint the inside maybe another color, maybe the red color. That I need to be, very skilled to do something like that. But I'm going to see if I can try to do that, because at first I was also thinking of painting like little areas of the kit red by using a very, very fine point. And I have some parts here that I'm going to show off that I would like to do that. I'm going to probably end up doing that. Here's one of the red parts that is going to be painted that red color. Put that there in preparation. In this shield, in this skirt armor, there's this little section here that I think I'm going to mask off and paint these two little notches red. I'm going to probably end up doing that. Another part would be, let me see here. There we go. This is part of the chest armor, and this little notch there also look a little red, but I'm not going to, well, if I can avoid spraying, I'm more like maybe just do like a dap right there, and that's it. I just don't know if the red paint will allow me to do so. Another part would probably be this part here for the shielding, and this is the two-tone color of the shield, the shoulder armor, which is two-tone colored, and there is a little boop there, which I think I can tap right there, or maybe do this little section there, give it that little detail there. I don't know, I'll have to review that. This came out nice, and obviously I want to panel line it. Those little notches there, and right through there as well. So I'm like carefully looking in each and every one, see if they missed something or whatnot. But now with what I have right now, I'm going to put away the parts that I've already completed, and now I'm going to move on with the next color. Let me prepare it so you guys can see this.